Launching your own business is inherently risky. After all, it means coming up with a whole new idea from scratch and hoping that your market reach can correctly predict the same consumer interest. Or does it? If you're interested in a proven, defined pathway to success, you could do worse than considering a franchise opportunity. The benefits are clear. Rather than devising an entirely new concept that may prove to be unattainable for the marketplace, you can actually learn from others' experience and draw from the best practices in opening a branch of an existing franchise. A multi-location business can be said to evolve from a chain to a true franchise when it has established a unique brand identity that customers recognize and value as offering a particular type of experience that they want to seek out and expect. It's true that investing in a franchise business is inherently a very different proposition than starting an entirely new business on your own. It is indeed true that you may not come away with the same sense of satisfaction that accompanies launching your own venture based on an original concept. There may be a different sense of ownership at play, more tied to a specific location than to an underlying concept. But this doesn't need to be an either-or concept. Franchising could be just the opportunity you need to enter the entrepreneurship field and perhaps transition into other ventures down the line. You have to admit that the idea holds a certain cachet. You can tap into a large successful business network by buying one shop, helping to get it off the ground, hiring the right management, and then letting it take care of itself. Spend some time now and then popping in to sample the food and make sure everything is on track. And then just sit back and watch the rewards roll in. Well, of course, it's not all that easy. But the reality invariably takes quite a bit more work and some risk as well. Part of that comes with the normal tendency to want to continue to grow and expand. Once you have a taste of success, it is very likely that you won't be satisfied with just that, and you'll be striving to build even a bigger network. Before you can tell what even happened, you may find yourself overseeing your own sprawling empire of yogurt or taco outlets. So why don't more people get into this field? Well, one of the big obstacles is the entrance fees can be very high. After all, the cost that it takes to launch, the profit that you see on your initial investment can turn out to be fairly small. The road to bankruptcy is littered with the aspirations of franchisees with the visions of big returns that never quite materialize. Long before you'll ever get to that point, which you can play the more passive role in the business, you'll be working very hard. Probably far harder than if you simply worked for someone else. It'll be hard to calculate the value of all the hours you spend getting the business off the ground, recruiting and training good people, and scouting out new market opportunities. You'll need to have a ruthless eye for cutting costs and a savvy sense of how to market and promote what you have to offer. While there are some inherent marketing advantages to franchise, since you won't need to sell an entirely new concept, you will still need to make sure that you can establish a good reputation and differentiate your offerings from other competitors in the area. You also need to instill a sense of ownership and pride in the business into your partners and staff. If you're the only one vested in making your business a success, it simply won't be sustainable over the long haul. Keep in mind that you do have some unique control in the participant as a franchise, and at the same time, you have some limitations. You can't control every decision or directive that is sent from the corporate headquarters on branding and price, removing some of that autonomy that is so attractive to being a small business owner. You may find that the company-wide communications give you the same frustrations and anxiety that you would receive if you were just an employee. Now, franchising truly is a unique role. There will indeed be plenty of rules that you need to follow. You can't just throw the playbook out the window when you're a franchisee for McDonald's or Burger King. Keep in mind that these rules are there for specific reasons. They help to maintain the consistent message and brand of the enterprise. This is why a franchisee must have the unique blend of personality traits. They must have the gumption and the risk-taking tolerance to launch a business. But they must also be a team player, willing to work within the existing parameters of a business that doesn't offer complete freedom. As in any business, make sure that you are playing to your own strengths. Don't blindly enter into an endeavor that you know little about or are uncomfortable with based on solely the revenue projections. The best endeavors will fuse robust communication demand, a well-established franchising apparatus, and your own genuine desire to grow the business. You will likely need to do a bit of work in order to assure the franchisors that you are reliable and a valuable partner. Franchisors want to ensure that they're working with individuals who are interested in sustaining the special sauce of the brand and honor the message of the business. You're well advised to thoroughly research every nook and cranny of the business in advance to demonstrate your commitment to being part of the team. This will also help provide you with some leverage when you enter the negotiations with the franchisor about the terms of the business proposition. Financing the endeavor will require capital investments, as in any small business. If you aren't fortunate enough to be able to foot the cost yourself, you'll need to ensure that you have access to a pool of investors or capital that can help you get the business off the ground. You may be tempted to turn to a family member or friends for loans first. Just make sure that they understand the terms and the risks of the proposition as well. There are risks, and then they need to know what they're getting into. Even the biggest franchises out there see flops and closures. A familiar name on a sign is no assured guarantee of success. Ensure that you set expectations about the challenges and the timeline for seeing successful results up front to those financing and working with you in launching the business. Have you ever thought yourself about starting down that franchising path? What opportunities have you seen in your region for a pre-existing franchise that can come in and take advantage of the palpable consumer desires? If you have or haven't done that already, what advice do you need, or what is it that you're looking for from someone looking to enter that field? When thinking about franchising, there are many opportunities out there. You want to look and choose and be clear about what it is you're getting into and what it is you want. You can learn more by visiting my website at tonynewmeyer.com and registering to receive free trainings, articles, and more. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook. And always remember, live rich.